Big story that's in fact come in from Iran, where at least about 103 people have been killed and more than 170 others have been injured in a terror attack in southeastern Iran. The blast in fact took place near the grave of Iran's assassinated General Qasem Soleimani. The death toll is of course expected to rise further. The Iranian authorities have called the blasts in Soleimani's hometown a clear case of a terror attack. The Iranian authorities are expecting that the figure of those who have been killed and also those who have been grievously wounded could in fact rise. The Red Crescent rescuers are at the scene and they are said to be attending to the wounded. Now, according to a Red Crescent Society official, evacuating the injured from the area is proving to be extremely hard as all the paths to the mosque have been blocked. Now, the explosions took place during a ceremony that was underway to mark the 4th anniversary of Qasem Soleimani's assassination by the Americans. Now remember, Qasem Soleimani, the top Iranian general, was assassinated by the Americans in a drone strike at the Baghdad International Airport on this day 4 years ago in 2020. He was the head of the Revolutionary Guard Quds Force, an elite unit that handled Iran's overseas military operations. Now, the Americans, of course, dubbed the IRGC to be a terror outfit. Iran's state news agency has shared a satellite image showing the distance between the two bombings. The two bombs reportedly were detonated just about 300 meters apart. And this is a terror attack that has taken place on the 4th anniversary of the assassination of Qasem Soleimani. Now, to give us more perspective on this, we're being joined by Ms. Ferishteh Sadri, who's a journalist who's joining us from Iran on this broadcast via phone line. Now, Ms. Sadri, this is an attack that has taken place on the 4th anniversary of the assassination of Qasem Soleimani. How is the Iranian government looking at this terror attack?
Thank you for having me. The most important point about this terror attack is that all the people who've been killed in this attack are civilians, women, men, elderly. I read that among the dead are 6 children. 103 people, among them 6 children, is too much. And as far as I've noticed, it is the worst terror attack that is happening in Iran in 4 decades. And that's in addition to the number of injuries that some of them are in dire situation. So the Iranian authorities look at it as a sheer example of terrorism, a sort of terrorism that is directly aided and abetted by Iran's arch enemies, Israel and the United States. So I'm sure that today, tomorrow, or the days coming, they will blame the U.S. and Israel for this attack. And there hasn't been any group, but it should be mostly a group such as Daesh or Takfiri groups that they are somehow active in border areas between Iran and Pakistan. Actually, on December 25th, we have a similar attack, an ambush on police guards, which about a dozen Iranian police guards were killed. Again, by terrorists in Sistan Baluchistan, in neighboring Sistan Baluchistan province. So, to answer your question briefly, they look at it as a terror attack that is aided and abetted by the United States and Israel.
All right. Now, the Mossad chief, David Barnea, has said that Mossad wants to settle scores with Hamas for what happened on the 7th of October. The deputy commander of Hamas was assassinated in Beirut. Do the Iranian authorities in any way link with the attack that has taken place on the 4th anniversary of Qasem Soleimani today in Iran to also the killing of the deputy commander of Hamas that has taken place in Beirut?
Let me correct you. In addition to deputy Politburo of Hamas, exactly last week, another Quds Force commander was killed in Syria. And again, it was by Israel. So definitely they relate all these events to Israel and to the current conflict that is ongoing in Gaza. But if the Iranians are going to do anything about it, I can say I'm sorry. No, they won't. Because nowadays when I was browsing social media, I saw that there is anger among people, among at least the social media users that I saw.
Right.
So they are saying that the Iranians don't do anything, and they're silent and doing nothing, and just claiming that we are keeping self-restraint and strategic patience. It seems that one is encouraging Israel to put more steps forward rather than going backward.
You use the word strategic restraint. My final question to you, Ms. Sadri, is how much longer will Iran continue to exercise what you term as strategic restraint in the face of these kind of attacks?
The red line that Iran has drawn for itself is that, okay, we will answer to Israel directly whenever they attack us directly. But the fact is that Israel has attacked Iranians directly on many occasions. And it seems that this red line has been crossed on many occasions. Right. And then the Iranian authorities turned their face to the other side and they pretended that it didn't happen. So they say that unless Israel, for example, strike us with a missile, we don't do that. But we know that, for example, Israel, and Israel always has this policy of ambiguity. But right. Apart from Israel or the United States, who else can, for example, attack Iran, can attack Iranian, for example, nuclear facilities or else?
Absolutely, indeed. Thank you very much indeed, Ms. Farishte Sadri, for joining us from Tehran and giving us that perspective there. WION is now available in your country. Download the app now and get all the news on the move.